There's always a bit of magic in the air at Niagara Falls. Those who visit one of the true wonders of the world hope for special things to happen. It's no different for the stars of the WPBA Classic 9-Ball Tour. And as this championship week draws closer to its end, two stars with vastly different resumes will meet. The week's Cinderella story, 19-year-old Canadian Brittany Bryant, fresh off a second World Junior 9-Ball campaign, has reached her first ever WPBA semifinal match, now center stage, trying to keep her dream alive. Her opponent, surefire Hall of Famer Karen Corr of Ireland, with 23 tour victories and a host of major titles, hungry for her fourth national championship. Only one will have a chance to wear the prestigious WPBA Tour Championship crown. Semifinal action from Niagara Falls, New York, is next.
Her first television appearance on the WPBA, Brittany Bryant! The Irish Invader, Karen Corr!
Hello everybody, welcome inside the Seneca Niagara Casino for the year-ending WPBA Tour Championship, a major event on tour. Mitch Lawrence standing dangerously close to the Black Widow, Jeanette Lee. Hi Jeanette, first of all let me welcome you back. Great to see you. We know you've kind of been away for a little while, but you've had a wonderful time away from the tour.
Yes, we just had our fifth and sixth child, both 11 months apart. One's just 3 months old, and we've been a little bit busy changing diapers.
All right, we could get into the logistics of that, but all in all, we're glad to have you back.
Yeah, it's so exciting.
Okay, exciting is a great word because we are about to see semifinal action, which on paper might seem to be David and Goliath. Karen Corr, future Hall of Famer, is going to go up against an exciting new player. People are going to see her for the first time, Brittany Bryant. As I said, on paper, it seems like David and Goliath, but you have some thoughts about this match.
Yeah, you know, years ago, you could occasionally get a new player that just is shooting their hearts out, great shot maker, but these days you don't get this far without being able to play, and Brittany Bryant can play. She plays great patterns, strong head, lots of heart, and I think this is going to be a lot more exciting than you think because she has nothing to lose. She's just come off a world championship. She's going to be gunning for it. I think it's going to be really close.
Okay, we're looking forward to it. As she said, the World Junior 9-Ball Championship for the second time for Brittany. Karen Corr, 3-time national champion, trying for a fourth. Let's get it going. Let's take a look at our Aramis road to the final. You will see that the winner of this semifinal between Karen Corr and Brittany Bryant will meet the winner of the semifinal match between second-ranked Ga-Young Kim and third-ranked Chao Ting Pan. One of these four will be your WPBA Tour champion. Okay, the all-important lag for the opening break. Karen Corr, Brittany Bryant. Let's see who it will be. Wow, close lag. Who gets it? The Irish Invader will have the break, Karen Corr. Tournament Director Steve Tipton getting our rack ready for the first rack here in semifinal action of the Tour Championship. Beautiful. Delta 13. True triangle, the pink color symbolic of the fight against breast cancer. Go to WPBA.com. You can find out how to contribute to that great cause. Karen Corr, the Irish Invader, to the table. Having won the lag, Jeanette shall have the opening break, and I assure you she would like to make it a good one.
Karen is really good about starting off strong. She just is one of those people that, you know, is focused right from the get-go, and that's really a strength of hers.
Wow. Wow, what a way to start.
Yeah, but no shot on the first ball. It looks like she's going to be shooting the 4-ball. She can see a piece of it. I think this shot is too tough to try to cut in the corner. Let's see if she plays some kind of safety.
Karen, of course, from Ballymoney in Northern Ireland originally. At 8, moved to England. Now living in the Nashville area in Tennessee.
Looks
Taking
like
a good long look, Jeanette.
It'd be nice if she could double bank it to the end rail and bring the cue ball back down on the other side by the 6-ball. There you go. Very nice.
Nicely played. Good touch. Brittany will get to the table. You see Steve Tipton going over for a quick talk. We'll quickly give you the rules of this match as he does. Race to 7 to move to the final. 30-second shot clock with 1 extension per rack. They'll alternate the break, and it's foul on all balls. Our first look at this very talented 19-year-old from Guelph, Ontario in Canada, about 60 miles from here in Niagara Falls.
Boy, she's just lined up perfectly over the ball. I love her stance. What a nice hit. How thin did she hit that ball?
Crowd obviously appreciative. Let's take another look, Jeanette.
Yeah, she's actually looking to feather the ball and come around, as you can see here. And it really took such a good eye. And to be just starting off the match, it's incredible.
She seemed very composed to me when I talked to her this morning. Good hit by Karen. Brittany again will have a chance at the table. What's that for to travel? That's not what she wanted.
No.
As Karen gets ready, we will mention this terrific playing equipment, the professional Paragon table by Diamond Billiards, the Delta 13 True Triangle we've seen, and Simonis 860 cloth. Karen appears to have won that safety battle early in rack number 1. As we said, trying for her 4th national title in a veritable Hall of Fame resume, and as soon as she is eligible, I think she'll get right into that hall, as she should.
Watch out for the 8-ball, though.
Think she's okay?
If she can't see enough of it, she can easily masse it a little bit, but
and one of the things that we want to look for, obviously, is the difference between Karen's veteran playing time, knows what it's like to be out here, Jeanette, wants to get off to a quick start and put the immediate pressure on an inexperienced Brittany Bryant.
Karen looks very comfortable right from the get-go. I think Brittany, although she doesn't look rushed, everything looks pretty good, I think that she does need to get comfortable, get warmed up a little bit. And if Karen gives her any opportunities, that's exactly what Brittany's going to do.
Certainly over the years, one of the things Karen has been great at is squeezing the opponent. Just really putting,
she'll wear you out, just
right.
waiting for her.
That's exactly right. You see Brittany in her chair looking very relaxed, cross-legged, but Karen doing what she needs to do. The 9 for the first rack. The Irish Invader puts her mark on the board. The Tour Championship semifinal action here in Niagara Falls. Brittany Bryant will have a chance at the table. Wants to see how she will do in her first ever TV appearance. This ESPN presentation of the WPBA Tour Championship is brought to you by Seneca Niagara Casino Resort. Enjoy the Seneca experience, Niagara Falls, New York. By the American Pool Players Association, the world's largest pool league. And by Diamond Billiard Products, designed by players for players. Let's look at this fantastic week that Brittany Bryant has had. Opened with a victory over Sharon O'Hanlon, then losing to Sarah Rousey, Hill, and look at this, coming back, Amy Chen, Nicole Keeney, Kyoko Sone of Japan, knocked off former Tour champion Monica Webb and Jennifer Chen in the quarters. As Brittany waits for her first opportunity at the table, it's a perfect time to learn more about this tremendously talented 19-year-old Canadian and her supportive family as we go behind the cue, brought to you by Simonis.
My dad always thought that I'd become a world champion because I was dedicated. I never wanted to leave the pool hall. I was always in tournaments. Oh, my family is so supportive. They're awesome. They're online, watching me stream, emailing me, texting me constantly. They wish they could travel with me everywhere, but unfortunately they can't. Being only an hour and a half away from Guelph is great. There's so many supporters here. My family's here as well, so it gives me a little boost of confidence.
Brittany recently added a new honor to her resume in a tournament featuring the top junior champions from around the world.
Yeah, I just actually won my last year of the Junior Worlds. It was awesome. Brianna Miller is a great player, and She was a great competitor, but Worlds went my way, so it really was exciting to be my last year and win it. So.
At only 19 years old, Brittany can see some advantages and disadvantages to being the youngest player on the tour.
I think the advantages are that nobody wants to lose to somebody that's younger to them. So I think that gives me a little bit of boost of confidence as well. And the disadvantages are I'm still trying to find my game and what works for me. Of course there's going to be a little bit of intimidation playing Karen, but you know what? I'm excited and whatever happens, happens. I think a race to 7 is really short, so we'll see.
Brittany Bryant from Guelph, Ontario, 60 miles west of Toronto, a slap shot away from Niagara Falls where we are. Big Canadian contingent getting to watch someone who will quickly be incredibly well known in Canada as this day ends. No matter what happens, nothing on the break for Brittany, not what she wanted.
No, she actually didn't hit the one ball as solidly as she should have. She cut it a little bit to the right and unfortunately left a very makeable one ball, but even worse than that, the 2 balls just sitting in front of the hole. So actually, Karen, all she's got to worry about is just making this one. Better bounce. Okay. This can get a little bit tricky. The 3 ball's right next to the 2. If she hits it, cuts the 2 ball, hits the end rail, and comes back up, she's got to make sure that the cue ball comes back up between the 3 and the 9. If she gets on the other side of the 9, Karen might not be able to see this 3 ball. Oh, be careful.
Get there.
Uh-oh. I don't think so. No.
Yep. You can tell by her reaction. You see it from above.
Yeah, and that was the tricky part to that. You really had to make sure you got between there. And that's why she hit it so softly. She thought, well, just in case, I'm going to hit it soft and stay underneath it. But maybe a crossover bank.
Into the 7. Little wave to Brittany.
Yeah, here she's actually trying to bank the 3 ball into the pocket. She missed it, hit the 3 into the 7, made the 7, and you could see she just kind of waved her hand to say, hey, sorry about that.
A little bit of an apology.
I'll take it. Now, she could have cut that 3 ball in, but because of the 8 ball, made it difficult to play position on the 4 ball. And this is where Karen shows a lot of patience, because other people are like, no, I can make the ball, I'll do something. But if you're going to have to play safety anyway, play safety with more balls on the table.
And a great strategy, I think, against Brittany, who's, as we keep saying, first time here, maybe a little bit nervous. Don't give her a chance to get off, because she is a really good shot maker when she gets going. Watch out, watch out. Yep. It's exactly the kind of early mistake that Brittany does not want to make. Ball in hand for Karen Corr.
Brittany hit too much of this ball. She was actually trying to feather it, bank it down to the end rail, bring the cue ball 2 rails up to the opposite end of the table, and instead she hit too much ball, therefore scratching in the corner pocket.
So she will take a seat. Karen, ball in hand. Pretty wide open table. And again, you know, there's been so much hoopla around Brittany Bryant as we've watched her move through the week to get to this semifinal. And what's been lost is the fact that Karen's been playing really well during the week.
Karen is a very, very hard worker, very disciplined. If you're going to beat her, you're going to have to play a lot better than that. You can't afford those kinds of errors. And you could see from Brittany's face just then that she's disappointed in herself. She's going to have to let that go, stay in the moment, forget the past.
Mentioned Karen's week. Sorry, go ahead.
She wants an angle here. You see how she shook her head just then? She wanted to try to get underneath the ball so that she could hit the 6 ball in the corner pocket, the cue ball, to hit the rail and bounce back to the opposite end of the table. Now she's very, very straight. She has a little bit of angle, but on the wrong side.
to draw that back. Come off the other short rail for the 8. 5 straight match victories this week. Rio Flores 9-1, and then Dawn Hopkins, the tough Kyoko Sone from Japan. Round of 16, Vivian Villarreal went down 9-6, and in the quarterfinals, Mary Rakin, who had a phenomenal week here from California, to get to this semifinal against Brittany Bryant. In great shape to take one on Brittany's break. If this 9 goes. Karen Corr. That 9 ball for a 2-rack early lead. Remember, race to 7 to get to the finals of the WPBA Tour Championship here in Niagara, New York. The Seneca Niagara Casino and Hotel, one of the nation's elite casino resorts just blocks from Niagara Falls. It offers a full resort experience. Fabulous hotel rooms, great restaurants, gaming, entertainment, got it all. The Seneca Niagara Casino Resort. Enjoy the Seneca experience in Niagara Falls, New York. As we get ready to move to rack 4 here in Niagara, we're going to show you the highlights from rack 3. And once again, it was all Karen Corr. Her second chance with the break. And as she did in her first opportunity, 3 balls on the break. You'll see it here. Fantastic work by Karen, who always is working on the break, seemingly. Means nothing unless you can keep that rack going. Beautiful cut on the 1. And Karen would proceed through rack number 3 with ease. This 9 ball gives her a 3-0 lead. Welcome back to the Seneca Niagara Casino. Karen Corr, Brittany Bryant going after a seat in the finals, and the disparity of sorts between the two is evident. You go to their websites, Karen Corr, the Irish flag, and a full-bore list of great titles. Brittany Bryant, a pink website symbolic of a teenage girl, which is what we forget. Brittany is 19 years old. Down 3-0 with the break in rack 4.
Now, she hit that ball with a lot less speed, and I think she picked up something there watching Karen Corr. You don't have to hit the balls really hard. You have to hit them accurately. Now, she's got the 1 ball here. The tricky thing is messing with that 4 ball. The cue ball is going to hit the 1, but now, again, you've got the 8 ball. She's jacked up. She's got to elevate the back of her cue stick. Even if she makes this 1, she can get around that 4 ball. The cue ball is going to come back down towards the tube. Not even sure if she's going to shoot this shot. She might elect to play safe. I don't know. We'll see. Nope. Well, she got around the 4 ball. Again, very difficult shot.
And that traffic would have haunted her too, but the main thing right now is she has not gotten a chance to really get off and get started. Karen back to the table. She will play a safe and try to lock Brittany up. Well, tough to tell. Looks like she may be able to get a piece of it, and that piece could be the angle into the corner, Jeanette. I don't know if she can get there.
I'll tell you what, even if she can see it, the safety there is not really a good safety. It looks like she's going for her jump cue. And this, I think, is a good decision from here. She could easily kick at the ball, but there's not a lot of good that can come from that. So right now she's going to chop that 1 ball in. Cue ball's going to go 2 rails down table. She wants to elevate but not hit it really hard. Jump down, make the 1, and she hit it too hard. And you know what? If she made that 1 ball at that speed, that cue ball would have been flying everywhere. It just didn't have enough control. Look at her laugh.
She was laughing when she saw where it went. She was surprised.
Here we go. Jumping that 1 ball. The cue ball is going to hit hard into the slate, pop up in the air, overhits it by quite a bit.
I think, you know, adrenaline, a whole list of possibilities.
She's still laughing.
And I have to tell you, her attitude is so great. It has been all week. She's a very serious player, but She's loving being here, and I think she's taking it all in stride, no matter what happens. At the moment, all she can do is watch Karen try to add to a 3-0 lead.
Now, Karen, being a snooker player, she knows she's going to have to use a bridge, but it doesn't worry her at all. Okay. When you're using the bridge, a lot of amateurs hold the bridge up in the air, and your mind's focused on keeping that steady. So now you're trying to keep control of two things. Put the bridge down and out of the way, just like you did. And look, let's see her speed control. Oh, that just made things a little bit more difficult.
We could tell from the sound effect.
Well, you didn't like my sound effects?
You wanted the
brakes
on.
All right, so right now, as you can see, the way she's lining up her cue stick, she's looking at where is my cue ball going. She knows she can make this 4-ball. It's very makeable cut, but it's the cue ball going down towards the 7, towards the 9. Wow, awesome.
There you go. Yep.
Okay, so she's hitting this with a high ball. She's going to hit very thin on the 3-ball. Was it the 3-ball? I'm sorry, it was the 4-ball. Get the cue ball to come back down and hit the 8-ball solid to stop the cue ball in its tracks. Mitch, I think that she looks at ease, but I don't believe she is, and there's little things. There were 4 or 5 times already that her speed has been off, and she knows it. But you can tell by her execution that she's still a little bit on edge. She's not as comfortable as she looks. And I believe Brittany's experienced enough to see that. Even though she's so young, she can see, hey, I've still got her a little bit rattled. Well, I don't know that Brittany has her rattled.
The great thing about Karen, though, she'll be a little bit out of line.
Whip it right back in.
And no worries. A little bit of angle on the 8, 9 on the spot.
A lot of people ask, wow, how do you guys look so calm, and how do you stay so relaxed? And my answer is we're not. We're not relaxed, but we accept the pressure rather than fight it.
She has definitely done that, and this is an opening statement. See that exhalation of breath by Karen Corr, but truth be told, has got to be happy about a 4-rack lead here at the Seneca Niagara Casino.
In some tournament settings, you have less than perfect conditions. It happens sometimes that you're on a corner table where people walking around and they could distract you. I was just playing at the National Championships and I had a hill-hill match and I got really nice position on the 9-ball. As I got down to shoot it, somebody walked in front of me and took my thought off the shot. I could have stayed down and tried to ignore it and shot it, but the point is, once you notice a distraction, back off, regroup and start over. I let the person go and I refocus on my shot. I compare it to Tiger Woods, who is able to, even in the back of his backswing, when a photographer shoots, he's able to back off. And you need to learn that discipline and it will help you win matches. This is my Q-Tech Q tip of the day.
Welcome back, everybody. 2 great players vying for a spot in the final. Let's look at the comparison between a very important part of the game of each player, the stance.
You can see where Karen Corr has the absolute classic snooker stance. This is where you play on a bigger table. You tend to stand square to the shot, bend down with both feet fairly straight, and both very close with their head and their chin right to the cue stick. Brittany, again, a very American stance, more of a shooter stance, kind of with an angled side view shot. Going down again with the chin very close to the cue stick. Both deadly.
Karen Corr at the table, 4-0 over Brittany Bryant, race to 7 to get to the final of the WPBA Tour Championship, the National Championship. Solid break. Will she have a shot on the one? Yes.
She has a nice shot on the one, the best shot she's had so far, and a nice angle where she knows that she can cut this one ball in the corner pocket, get the cue ball to come back up table for the 4 ball. Looks like she pocketed the 3 ball on the break. Oh, I'm sorry. She's got the 2 ball hiding in that little corner pocket. That's even better. Wow, look at that. So as long as she pockets the 2 ball, again, a nice full ball hit on the 2. Let the cue ball drip up to the middle of the table. She's going to come over and look at the 4 ball. Now, I would think that she could make the 2, get the cue ball to just drip back up. There you go. Very nice. Okay, now see here, her speed control was important. You could see that she's getting there. She's getting back on it.
You'd have to say, at what point does she get comfortable? But you know what? This is the thing also for those of us who've watched Karen so much over the years. She is a tough, grinding kind of player. There is no question about it. She will do whatever it takes.
Okay, she let the cue ball go forward a little bit. She did not want it to go, see, she didn't want it to go that far. She's okay. She can actually follow this 4 ball with left-hand English, get the cue ball to hit the rail and come back between the 5 and 9, back onto this side of the table. Or she can pound it with a little bit of right-hand English, go 2 rails, but then she's got to make sure that the cue ball looks like she's going to hit it, pound it. 2 rails between the 8, 9, 1, 2. I said pound it, Karen. That's she's still okay, but she should have hit that with more speed. Gone 3 rails and bounced for the 6 ball with a little bit of an angle. Now she's...
So that would have brought her a little bit further out into the table.
There you go. But this is the problem. She had to hit the bottom side of the 7. She'd hit more of the 7 than she wants. So she has actually the wrong... Well, let's see.
You see, notice the 8 ball
pretty
on the
straight.
short rail to your right.
She's okay no matter what. Either way, if she hits either side of that side pocket, so long as she doesn't scratch, she'll be able to bounce 1 rail and come down to shoot the 8 ball.
There you go.
A little more angle than she would have liked, because this is such a thin hit that if she tries to hold the ball and hit it really soft, which is what it looks like she's cueing for, she might end up table.
Speed is everything here. Where is that cue ball?
Oh my
Stop.
goodness,
look at
where it, look, she's smiling because she knows she got away with something there. She did not want to end up coming back and forth up in the middle of the table. All right, so she's hitting this 5 ball. I'm sorry, the 8 ball. And she's getting the cue ball to go up table, back down. But unfortunately, the cue ball came up table right to the middle of the table,
tough
coming
to judge
straight
the
at
speed,
the 9.
you know, on that one.
It could have ended up on top of the 9.
Exactly right. And instead now this 9 with the bridge. And as we have seen all afternoon from Karen Corr, no problem. Shots that look like they might be a little difficult. She looks like she's working hard, maybe, but a 5-rack lead so far. Brittany Bryant back getting ever closer to the wall in Niagara. As they do in every city they visit, the stars of the Classic Tour put on a memorable Pro-Am charity event the night before play began. It raised more than $1,700 for the Seneca Nation Health Department. VIPs and celebrities from all over town, Buffalo Bills alumni, political figures, everyone enjoyed a very memorable evening. Now it's time for a look at our top finishers, brought to you by the Delta 13 Rack. This time a fantastic week from Mary Rakin of Daly City, California, great regional tour player, and an unbelievable week here in Niagara.
This is my 5th time playing. I became eligible through the Regional Tour Championships. My whole family plays. Definitely I want pool to be in my life still, since my dad and my family's so on it. My match with Karen Corr, I was actually comfortable. It's just I missed some key balls and she was playing great. Yeah, look, I wish it was like closer, but I held it. I didn't lose 9-0 at least. I'm very proud of myself. Never thought I was going to make it this far.
Bryant strolls to the table, and she has her work cut out for her. Down 5-0 against Karen Corr, race to 7 here in Niagara Falls. Let's see what Brittany can do with the break. Solid. 7 goes in the corner. Will she have a shot on the 1? You bet.
She does, and the 2 balls in the same place as it was before. Just a little further out. Nice shot on the 1. Brittany did cut the cue ball, the 1 ball a little bit, but she ended up great. What a huge opportunity for Brittany right now, and I'll tell you what, if she doesn't get out here, she's going to have nightmares about it. She's going to pocket the 1 ball, get the cue ball back up in the middle of the table. Be nice if she has a little bit of an angle on the 2 ball so that she could, oh my.
And that's not it. And I feel her pain. You can tell that she is, you know, you get to this stage, you want to perform. She'll take that deep breath, and that's exactly right. See her mom sitting there to the right side of the screen, Julie, and that look tells about everything you need to know about how she feels for her daughter.
And that's what it is. It's not really disappointment in her daughter, but just knowing that she's going to have nightmares about that shot. That was a, you know, completely taking her eye off the ball and maybe getting a little too excited about the fact that she knew the seriousness of that opportunity. Look at this. Oh my goodness. This is still Karen. Look at, I'm telling you, Karen is still off her game. She is, you know, you asked me earlier, how do you know when a person's on their game? And it's when they're shooting easy shots constantly because they're such in control of the cue ball.
True, and she has not done that today.
No, she's been hitting them too soft, too hard. Now she's got a pretty straight-in jump shot. And for Karen, being as tall as she is, this is really an advantage for her. And fortunately, the 4 ball's just sitting in front of this side pocket. And Brittany is going to have something. At least she can see it. It looked to me like normally she takes a lot more time locking her chin and getting in front of the ball. Almost looked like Karen just jumped down on the jump shot right away and didn't line up properly. And here she just barely missed it, hit the point. Brittany doesn't have a good shot, but she can see the ball. You know what? If she wanted to get real aggressive, she could just bank this 3 ball. She's got a backboard with the 6. Oh, she could see it.
Off that rail a little bit, but a good shot, and important for Brittany to see a ball go in the hole. I mean, that's what she needs to do. Take 1 shot at a time.
She had no business.
And you see her right there. Frustration setting in with Brittany. As we take another look at this, watch this cue ball straight down table into the corner. This is a reaction we've seen before from other players who get to this particular moment and then don't really have a chance, don't give themselves a chance. And Brittany unhappy sitting there in that chair. But I was going to say her goal this week was to get to the top 16. Once she achieved that and has moved to this point, she kind of said, this is all gravy for me. So, but I guarantee you, as much of a competitor as she is, this is bothering her. Not that she may lose here to Karen Corr, but that she has not actually played. That she has not. She'll walk away from here, Jeanette. She'll feel like she wasn't really there. Right.
That's right.
All right, cue ball comes down table. This 9 would be to the hill. Brittany will look on. Not quite done yet, but she knows that is getting closer to happening against a great player like Karen Corr.
Who was unsettled, but she's getting settled quickly.
And a 6-0 lead in a race to 7 will tend to do that. Karen Corr, the Irish invader, 1 rack away from yet another trip to the finals of the national championship. Welcome back to Niagara Falls and the WPBA Tour Championship. Time now to learn a little bit more about how you can enjoy this great game of pool. Here's a word from the American Pool Players Association. You know, whether you're an experienced pool player or a beginner interested in having some fun, the American Pool Players Association has exactly what you're looking for.
Okay.
I love it.
It's a family atmosphere. Just a great get-together.
It's really all about having fun, being around a group of people that you enjoy being around on a weekly basis, and yeah, we're playing pool. We have doctors, lawyers, bricklayers.
People from, all different walks of life.
I've got to know a lot of other players that I would have never met before if I didn't play in this APA league.
First, we've got about 275,000 members across the country.
It's always good competition, and really anybody can win.
We put on some phenomenal national championships.
You get to play with your friends.
You have an opportunity to win a piece of our $1.5 million, or approximately, that we pay out at those tournaments.
I like that the APA league is a relaxed competition.
Anybody that shows up at a pool league and wants to play and has an interest in playing, not only can show up and play, but can show up and win.
Go to our website, poolisfun.com.
It's a lot of fun.
It's just a blast.
And I've loved it ever since we started.
Inside the Seneca Niagara Casino, fantastic resort. Blocks away from Niagara Falls. Brittany Bryant will look on. Karen Corr with the break in rack 7. On the hill, 6-0. 1 rack away from a trip to the final. 2 in the corner.
A nice, fairly easy, well, I don't know, it's not that easy as we see, but she's going to make the 1 ball in the corner pocket. She can draw her cue ball to the other side of the 8 ball, go 2 rails, and hopefully come between the 3 and the 7. That's if she wants to be that aggressive, but the last thing she wants to do is get an angry Brittany back up to the table, because I'll tell you what, Brittany is not the kind of person who's just going to lay down right now. She gets another chance. Looks like she's actually playing the 1 ball in the side.
Yep. She crosses up.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. It's almost like she was playing a 2-way where she was banking the 1 in the side and playing the cue ball into the 9. That was just a very odd decision.
And let us not forget what an awesome week this has been for Brittany Bryant. She may be down 6-0 and a rack away from saying goodbye here in Niagara Falls, but she has had just 1 ride, losing in the 2nd round, coming back big time all along the way.
But Karen made a big error just now, and look at the shot that Brittany has to shoot. I mean,
tough.
it could have been a little bit easier. Now this is actually the right shot for Brittany, but she could have hit a lot harder one ball all the way back down
It's
to the
still a
center
good
of the table.
play, and at this point, I know she's chomping at the bit.
She's happy with this, yeah.
But this is a really good play by her, I think.
Karen's probably going to jump this ball. And I'll tell you what, she could play the 1 ball in the corner pocket, because the cue ball can still carom off the 1 and maybe pocket the 6 ball in the right corner pocket. Wow, she scratched. Karen Corr jumping over this ball. She already knows she missed the last one by quite a bit, the jump shot. It's just a tough position.
And, we talked about Brittany's ability to play, strategize, and that is exactly what she did there. She played a good safety, was rewarded with ball in hand, and this is the kind of open rack that she needs to try to take advantage and at least get some satisfaction here in Niagara.
She just moved her hair because she knows it's fouling all balls. She can't afford to lose her turn by having her hair hit the balls. High right-hand English. Wow. Okay, she's smiling because that was not even close to what she wanted to do. She needed to give it more right-hand English, and instead it had more topspin. It hooked a little bit. Unfortunately, she has a much tougher shot than she would have liked, but still very makeable. She's got to stay down on this shot. Looks like she's playing the 5 ball into a very small side pocket. Nice.
How about it? 6 years ago, at 13, is when Brittany Bryant played pool for the first time. Followed her dad, Jack, to league play, used to keep score in the league. And they kept trying to get her to play. She said, no, I'm no good. No, I'm no good. No, I'm no good. And then she played in her first match, which was a practice match against one of the guys, and she beat him. And she said from that moment, she was addicted to the game. And you get a little taste of it right there. She would love to show you a whole lot more.
All right, Brittany, how bad do you want it?
Yeah, this is, you can tell.
Wow! Yeah. Look at this. She's going to cut this 8-ball real touchy, especially the way things have been.
You think Mom's heart is pounding a little bit here?
Oh, I think everyone's heart is pounding. We all want to see Brittany do great.
If this 9 goes, there's going to be a roar in this room. There you go.
Good for you.
You see her sister Sarah, Mom Julie, and her dad Jack's clapping too. Great job in that rack. Brittany Bryant on the board. Karen Corr on the hill, but Brittany still here. This ESPN presentation of the WPBA Tour Championship is brought to you by the American Pool Players Association, the world's largest pool league, and by Q-Tech Cues, serious cues for serious players and choice of the world's most dominant player. Steve Tipton getting ready. Here in Niagara, the beautiful pink Delta 13 True Triangle, symbolic of the fight against breast cancer. If you go to WPBA.com, 10% of all proceeds from the sale of that great Delta 13 rack will go to that worthwhile project to end breast cancer. We thank Terry and Kyle Taggart, as always, for their participation in our program. An appreciative crowd. They know how Brittany Bryant has fought all week to get to this semifinal match. They are thrilled that Brittany put her first mark on the board, trailing 6-1. Against Karen Corr, but with the break in rack number 8, here we go. You never know in this game.
Brittany made the corner ball. She's going to have a tough shot on this 1 ball. Oh.
Now.
Well, she would have had a tough shot on this 1 ball. Looks like she's going to be pushing out. Maybe she
wow,
can't
maybe
see
she
it.
can see it. Looks like it rolls
straight
right up on
towards
the
it.
5. She can.
Yeah, she jumped up though. Did you see it? She moved her entire body up in the air.
Wow.
Okay, she's got a nice, tough, thin cut. She's got to stay down. She wants the cue ball to go 2 rails down the opposite end of the table for the 2 ball, and she just hits it a little bit too thick. Are you serious? She got the little window. I mean, how crazy is that?
That is crazy.
All right, so here she goes. She's playing rail first, hitting the 1 ball, the end rail, side rail, back over, and ended up just perfectly between all these balls for the 2 ball in the corner pocket. Now she should come around 2 rails, low right-hand English. Shoot the 3 ball, 1, 2, back out. Is she? All right, that showed a little speed control right there. Something she hasn't had a whole lot of before now, so. I think Karen's tasting blood. She is. She's tasting blood. You know, some amateurs, they fight their nervousness. They're like, I can't breathe, I've got to calm down, I can't breathe. And the top players, the champions, are like, oh yeah, this is what it's about. This is what I'm here for this feeling of not being able to breathe and coming with the shot when you have to.
And you know, we're looking at Brittany as she stays seated. This is such an important match for her, regardless of what happens. This is the only way you get that feeling, and you start to understand it is by playing in this situation, this environment, and watching a veteran like Karen take care of business too. This will fuel Brittany's fire, trust me. This is somebody who is unbelievably passionate about the game, countless hours on the road, put in the time. She's only been playing 6 years, and look at how far she's come.
That's right.
Two-time World Junior 9-ball champion. Won her second one last weekend. We're going to talk about a great week. Well, I think at this point it's pretty safe to say that she's had speed control issues and has dealt with them well.
Yes.
Let's take another look. This is in this match, this has been the story of Karen Corr, getting out of trouble.
Now she's got a perfect, nice shot on the 8-ball, draw the cue ball down.
And I think Brittany understands that this will be it for her. This 9 to move to the final for Karen Corr. And there you go. That look, we've seen it before, and a little nod of the head from Karen, like, sorry I had to do it to you, but that's what this game, that's what sports are about. Great performance by Karen Corr. Never let Brittany Bryant get going. She will move to the finals here in Niagara. An updated look at our Aramith road to the final looks like this. The Irish Invader will have a chance at a 4th national championship title. Brittany Bryant will go home. Karen will meet the winner of the Ga-Young Kim Chao Ting Pan semifinal match. Let's go to Jeanette, who is down on the floor. She will have a word with Karen.
Karen, congratulations, getting into the finals again. Now, there were a number of times in the match where your cue ball came up a little bit short. Are you going to practice a little bit more or do something differently to make sure that you zero in on the speed control?
Yeah, I actually caught the rail with my hand on a 2-ball for the 3. So I was like, okay, yipped up on that one. Yes, you know, I felt comfortable enough for the first match, and I got, you know, adjusted quicker than Brittany there. So, but you know, as I say, delighted to get through, and every match is a bonus. So, and congratulations to Brittany. It's a fabulous tournament, and especially with the home crowd support.
Yeah. All right, we'll see you in the finals. Thanks.
Now it's time for our super shots of the match, brought to you by the American Pool Players Association. A steady stream of great shot making by Karen Corr, but in rack number 8, this exhibition of moving the cue ball around. She did have, as Jeanette said, a little bit of speed control, but handled it beautifully. And these shots put together spelled a 7-1 defeat for Brittany Bryant, now who is down on the floor with Jeanette Lee.
Brittany Bryant, congratulations on a great tournament finish. What was this experience like for you, playing against the great Karen Corr?
Amazing experience. I look up to Karen. She's a great player, and I'm looking forward to maybe playing her again on TV.
So is this going to give you a little bit more confidence the next tournament?
Oh, most definitely. You know what? I'm happy to get a game. I'm happy to be here, so I can't complain.
Okay, well, congratulations. We're very proud of you. Back to you, Mitch.
Our next semifinal match should prove to be an absolute doozy. The 2nd-ranked player in the world, Ga-Young Kim, 3rd-ranked Chao Ting Pan. Both of them know what it feels like to win a major title. They'll go after the other seat in our final matchup. It was an awesome, impressive week for Brittany Bryant. We will see this superstar in the making again. Karen Corr, the Irish Invader, will have a shot at her 4th national championship. For the Black Widow, Jeanette Lee, I'm Mitch Lawrence. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.